Hello my crochet friends, it's Yobi here today, and in this video I'm sharing with you how to make a slip knot. I'm going to show you 3 different methods, and since this is the first loop on the hook, I will suggest you to pick up just one method and then master it. Let's begin with the first method. For this, we take the loose end of our yarn, leaving approximately 15 centimeters till the end. That's about 6 inches. Then I'm going to take the yarn with my dominant hand and place it on top of my index finger of the other hand. Then my thumb, I'm going to put it on this yarn just to avoid that it moves. And now I take the ball end of the yarn and wrap this around my index finger, forming a little cross. Now I place my thumb on top of the little cross, and with my thumb and the index finger of my dominant hand, I'm going to pull this loop out of my finger. Now I take the ball end of the yarn and I'm going to pass this through this loop from the back to the front, like so. And our slip knot is ready. Once the slip knot is ready, we can introduce the hook through this loop. I just want to show you something important. When you introduce the hook, this loose end of the yarn has to be in the front, and the ball end of the yarn or the working yarn has to stay in the back. So that is the right position when I introduce my hook, as you can see here. Okay? This is called a slip knot because if I pull the ball end of the yarn, the size of this loop is going to be adjusted and reduce the size, as you can see here. And if I pull the loose end of the yarn, this loop is going to be bigger, like so. That's the way how you can verify if your slip knot it's right. Now let's continue with the second method. For the second method, I'm going to begin holding the hook and the yarn as I have shown you in the video how to hold hook and yarn. In this position, I'm going to place the hook over the yarn and pull it a little bit. Then I'm going to twist the hook so the head of the hook is pointing down. And here I'm going to twist in the clockwise direction. As you can see here, a little cross is formed. In this way, the ball end of the yarn that it is connected to my index finger remains in the back, and the loose end of the yarn that is held by my thumb and my middle finger is in the front. Okay? Now in this position, I'm going to hold the loop on the hook, and with my thumb and my ring finger of the dominant hand, I'm going to hold the loose end of the yarn. So now my thumb and the middle finger of the left hand are free, and they are going to be moved to this intersection, and we are going to hold this little cross. Now in this position, we are going to yarn over and pull through this little loop. And now our slip knot is ready. The third method is called the pretzel method. The pretzel is this kind of bread that is very typical in the German-speaking countries. So we are going to do something like this with our yarn. For the pretzel method, I'm going to take my index finger of the non-dominant hand and place it on the yarn just to hold this, and with my dominant hand I'm going to take the loose end of the yarn. I'm going to form a loop, placing the loose end of the yarn on top of the ball end of the yarn, like so. And now I'm going to again place my index finger here in the intersection to avoid that it move, and I take the loose end of the yarn and I'm going to make another loop crossing the previous loop. If you see, here we have a pretzel, the same shape that we have seen in the bread. Now what I'm going to do is to take this loose end and pass it underneath of this string. Okay, so this has to be underneath of this. What I do is just pass it underneath without losing the shape. So it's just a rearrangement. It's still our pretzel here. And finally I take my hook and I'm going to pick this part of the string. Okay, I'm going to pass my hook underneath this string. I do it carefully. Once I'm in this position, what I'm going to do is with my non-dominant hand I'm going to take both part of the yarn, the ball end and the loose end, and I'm going to pull it. Now the slip knot is ready. Again, if we pull the ball end of the yarn, this loop is going to be reduced in size, and if I pull the loose end of the yarn, this loop is going to get bigger. And that's all what I have for you, my friends. If you have any question, leave me a comment down below, and if you have enjoyed this video, give a like to the video.